Okay. This is part 2. We're now doing the problems that correlate with the unit circle. All right, so the first one is sine negative 5 pi over 3. So when you look at identities, this is what we have. However, when we work it out, this is what the identity says we should have. Okay? And you just fill it in. Now when you come to 5 pi over 3, and you look at sine, negative 3 pi over 2 is your answer. Okay? And when you factor the two negatives in, you get a positive. Okay? We go for here. Tan of 45 degrees. So we come over here to 45 degrees, and when you're doing tan, you only use the two numerators. So it equals cosine over sine. However, numerators only. Okay? And that equals, which is equal to 1. Okay? Go over secant negative 7 pi over 6. Back to the identities, when you see secant pi over 6, or secant negative x, this is how it's supposed to be written. And we're just going to plug it in once again. So we come to 7 pi over 6. Secant is also equal to 1 over cosine. So it's 1 over square root of 3, or negative 3, over 2. So this method, we're going to keep, change, flip. So you keep, change, flip. And this is your answer for this. All right, so for arc cotangent, you have cosine over sine. Or I'm sorry, you have sine over cosine for cotangent. It's just the opposite of tangent. Okay? When you look at cotangent, cotangent is limited to to the first quadrant and to the second quadrant. So we have to figure out what gives us negative 1 when we plug these into the equation. Okay? So since it is limited to the first and second quadrant, if we look over here and we find these two, this will give us 1, correct? However, we don't need 1, we need negative 1. So if we come over here, negative square root of 2 over 2, or square root of 2, which is a sine, over negative square root of 2 equals negative 1. Or equivalent to 135 degrees, or 3 pi over 4. Okay? We'll bring ourselves over here to tangent, to the inverse tan of negative 1 over square root of negative 3. When you look at here, tangent is the same as saying tan of -1 over square root of 3, which equals to -30 degrees. You come over here, you're using these two, which is 1 over square root of 3. However, we're going to -30. So we're going to -30. So it'll be -1 over square root of 3, which equals a -30 degrees, because you're decreasing from 360 to 30. And this will equal to -pi/6 as well. Okay, 6. Arc cosine. You have cosine of -pi/4, which equals to square root of 2 over 2. Pi/4 is right here. -pi/4 is right here. This is exactly where we get our answer from, -2 over square root of 2. Okay, from right here, we go to the arc cos, which is the same as cosine inverse, which equals square root of 2 over 2. Cosine x equals square root of 2 over 2, and that equals 45 degrees or pi/4. All right, last but not least, you come right here, cosecant. When you see cosecant, cosecant also equals 1 over sine. So, cosecant -2 equals cosecant 2 equals 1 over 2. Okay, and then you will take this part down here, sine of 1/2 equals of, sorry, -1/2, you have to strip the negative back in there. Negative, or the negative back from where the 2 was, so negative. And sine of -1/2 sine of -1/2 is 210 degrees. And that completes the portion 2 of using problems and the unit circle.